time, Landetta booting the ball.
So much is said about offense and defense, but the third weapon is special teams. It's kind of taken for granted, actually. Very few players want to be a part of it, but as you can see, Zickahema does a fine job of going up in the middle, sets things up, and then turns it outside. And in a game like this, it's very important that they score early, and they did.
He also had a 48-yard kickoff return. So by Zickahema with a 76-yard punt return for a touchdown and an extra dance tacked on, as you can see how the Giants special teams have led to 3 touchdowns by the St. Louis Cardinals in this ball game. And the Giants have had good field position, Terry, but they have relied solely on the pass. I mean, Phil Simms should go way over 30 into 40 attempts before we're through.
I think one of the real keys for the second half for the Giants, I think this defensive this defensive secondary and linebackers of the Giants, as good as they are in the National Football League, and the offense of the Giants feeds off of their emotion. They feed off of their excitement, and I think the Giants need to display that. It filtrates over to your offense. Right now, it's a one-sided affair.
Raul Alegre will kick off to start the second half. Vi Zickahema and Derek McAdoo are back for the Cardinals. Heading over toward McAdoo's side. They want to get it away from Zickahema as far as possible. McAdoo brings it out beyond the 20-yard line. Well, not all of the Cardinal fans are apathetic about their team. And a lot of young ones want to see it stay around.
It's pretty fancy riding there.
And the season is approaching. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I love Christmas. Absolutely love Christmas. Got that little daughter now, and I love Christmas. Loved it before, but it's even more fun now. You bet.
First and 10 Cardinals on their 22-yard line. Stump Mitchell. Big hole off the left side. Brings it out to the 27-yard line before Harry Carson making the stop. Gain 57 yards today by Stump.
Marshall King on the guards and center, so he tells us on first down, reads the tackle, Louis Sharp. Sharp steps outside, and then Marshall meets that penetration by going outside, allowing Mitchell to come back underneath him once again.
6-yard pickup by Stump Mitchell, who's gained 57 yards. It'll be second down and 4 for the Cardinals on their 28. Mitchell again, Wolfley blocking. Mitchell has the first down and more. Fumble, but the whistle might have blown. Let's wait and see. Carl Banks made the hit on the play. Still no indication. And the Cardinals have recovered, so the whistle had not blown, but the Redbirds recovered and have a first down at the 35-yard line. And Gene Stallings deserves a lot of credit for keeping the Cardinals together under a lot of distractions away from the field this year.
Well, they're playing like a hungry football team. They're not as talented, obviously, as the Giants, but they're playing with that old key word. I don't even want to bring it up again, but it's emotion. They're not as talented as the Giants, yet they're carrying it to them today.
Lomax on first down, pumps a couple of times, finds a wide open Ewald, and Ewald with a big gainer into Giant territory to the 43-yard line. Perry Williams knocked him out of bounds, but a 22-yard pickup for Robert Ewald.
Marshall 70, Louis Sharp has him by himself, coming out with a little help from the left guard, Pete. Now, Pete stands there. Marshall hasn't beaten Sharp yet. Finally, Louis Sharp turns him over to Pete, who handles him and gives Lomax time to find Ewald crossing across the field for a big catch.
Ewald has caught 5 passes today. There is Marshall, and Jay Novacek has replaced Ewald. And Mitchell on first down fights his way with a penalty marker thrown inside the 40-yard line. Lawrence Taylor, with help from Eric Howard, made the stop, and the flag appears to be against St. Louis.
Holding, number 64, offense, first down.
Todd Pete, rookie left guard out of Northern Illinois. He was an 11th round draft pick. Boy, when you get him that high, or low, I should say, in the draft, you've done pretty well.
Most of your offensive linemen in the National Football League, your really great ones, your starters are free agents and low-round draft choices. Most of your number 1s, 2s, and 3s are spent on linebackers, defensive backs, quarterbacks, those halfbacks who win the Heisman, all those fancy guys.
First down in the long distance, and Lomax goes down. And another loss on the play, and that is the second sack of the game by the Giants, and that's Lawrence Taylor, who now has 11 on the year.
Lawrence Taylor, 56, coming up in outside, penetrates down inside, forms a pick for Marshall, 70, who goes around, and then finally Lawrence Taylor beats his guy, gets inside, and makes the first sack today of Neil Lomax.
4 years in a row now that Taylor has 10 or more sacks, and I wonder if during the intermission in the dressing room, Lawrence Taylor was as angry as anyone with the score. Second down and 27, back to the Cardinal 40-yard line. Early here in the third. Being chased again, and Lomax throws it down, flag. Carl Banks put the rush on, and they may call Lomax for intentionally grounding the ball to avoid a sack, and that will be the call. Lomax argues with Jerry Markbright, but that'll go to no avail.
That's a good call by Markbright, because it's clear that Lomax realizes Banks is going to sack him, throws the football down, and what Lomax is thinking is, I can do this, this is legal, but it was to avoid a sack, which makes it illegal. Taylor not putting any pressure, but straight up the middle, 58, is Carl Banks, and now Lomax says, I'm fixing to get dumped. He throws the ball down. You can't do that. Watch now. Banks comes in. Lomax knows he doesn't have a prayer, knows he's going to get sacked, throws the ball in.
Intentional grounding, avoiding the loss of run. Penalty, forced in response to foul. Loss of down, third down.
So the Cardinals going in reverse with good pressure by the Giant defense. Mike Ruther replacing Derek Kennard at center for the St. Louis Cardinals, and it'll be third down and 37 at the 30, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lomax just hands the ball off here. 12:40 remaining in the third quarter, with St. Louis leading 27-10. But Lomax will throw if he can. And it's an incompleted pass, and once again Lawrence Taylor came storming in. Greg Lasker also came in on a safety blitz.
Safety blitz, late safety blitz by Greg Lasker, 46, coming to Lomax's right. Lawrence Taylor there in the center of your screen, spinning off Tootie Robbins, gets the penetration, and then he and Lasker get to Lomax about the same time. Of course, you see Taylor getting the sack.
Greg Horn will punt to Phil McConkey. Booming kick by Horn, his best of the day. McConkey back to the 25. And McConkey is wrestled down short of the 35-yard line by Anthony Bell, a 9-yard return following a 46-yard kick. Is it rough on special teams? Take a look at this.
There's the hit. Woofley. Roussan going after it.
And inspired the Giant defense sparked by Taylor and Banks, and let's see if it spills over to the offense here, Terry, with the Cardinals leading by 17. First and 10 Giants on their own 35-yard line. They have a lot of time in this third quarter, and the first pass intended for Manuel is low and incomplete, and covering on the play was Mark Jackson.
Seems like every time that Sims has come up and realized that Manuel has Jackson man for man, or vice versa, with Jackson playing off, Sims has thrown the ball to him. Twice now he's thrown the ball down into the ground.
The numbers of Phil Sims today. His touchdown pass was to Mark Bavaro, which at the time in the first quarter tied the score at 7 apiece. The closest the Giants have gotten since then, 14-10. Second and 10. Swinging out, one man to beat, and he can't do it. And a fine play by Leonard Smith, leading the Cardinal tacklers for the third year in a row.
The Cardinals Giants are really being risky with their coverage. They're taking their secondary, and at the very last minute, changing the coverage. That time, Leonard Smith called off the original coverage. Everyone shifted, and then at the snap of the ball, Smith came flying up to make the stop.
3rd down and 9. Make it 3rd and 8. Sims. And a penalty marker down as the intended receiver was Lionel Manuel. Covering was Mark Jackson. Let's see if a flag was thrown. And it doesn't appear that one was. So it'll be 4th down, and Sean Landetta will come in. No flag thrown, and the Giants missed another opportunity. But, Terry, they went to the air right immediately on the first play.
First play, they went at Mark Jackson. 3rd down play, they threw at Mark Jackson. So, Matt, you try to make a goat out of Mark Jackson, and what you end up doing is making the guy Rookie of the Year.
By Sikahema is beat deep, and Landetta. Good kick. Sikahema. 17. Dives forward and crashes to the 38-yard line. Lee Roussan making the stop, a 20-yard return by Sikahema, who has a 76-yard punt return for a touchdown and a 48-yard kickoff return today. He made the Pro Bowl because of that kind of performance last year.
Wayne Davis, a backup linebacker for the Cardinals, as he and Zeke Mowat getting a little. Now, see, there's the nice hit by Zeke. He's got him down, but now all of a sudden, Wayne Davis gives him a little kick right in the face, and then, of course, Mowat showing the emotion that it's necessary, and then the big wrestling match starts, and they had a real nice wrestling match going on here in St. Louis last night with the Hulk and all those guys here, so maybe that's a carryover from that.
Even the umpire, Bob Wagner, got in the act there. 1st and 10, Cardinals on their 38-yard line, leading the Giants 27-10. Mitchell, he's gotten good yardage straight ahead, and on a second effort, managed to get to the 42-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play, and making the stop for the Giants was Carl Banks and Kenny Hill. This is the scene at Busch Stadium in St. Louis in what could be the final game of the year and of all time in St. Louis. It is the last game of the year for the Cardinals. 2nd down and 6. Just under 11 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pass is incomplete, intended for J.T. Smith. And covering was Mark Collins for the Giants.
J.T. Smith's been kind of quiet today. One reception on a blitz that Lomax turned around and threw the ball to him. Lomax now trying to get a little quick slant in there to him, trying to get the ball to him and let him run with it.
You look at the scores, and of course most of the AFC teams, many of them are still in the playoff fight. 3rd down and 6 at the 42-yard line. Lomax under big pressure, nearly intercepted by Terry Kennard. There have been no turnovers in the game today. And we very nearly had one right there. Looking at the scores, the Philadelphia Eagles eliminated from the playoffs because of the Miami victory. The Cowboys are out because the Redskins beat them. Tampa Bay is in trouble. Greg Horn kicking on 4th down, sending McConkey back inside his 10. Wending his way to the 26. Good running by McConkey, and making the stop was Anthony Bell. A 50-yard kick by Horn. We'll be back to St. Louis after this. 1st and 10 on their 26-yard line, following a 50-yard kick by Horn. No scoring in the 3rd quarter with 10:34 remaining. 27-10. Sims' first pass dropped by Morris. Giants showing a tremendous lack of concentration today, among other problems on special teams, and it's been a passing offense. 32 passes for the Giants, only 10 running plays.
That could be a sign of frustration on behalf of Joe Morris, not being able to run the football coming out. Now he has an opportunity to catch the football and then run, drops it.
2nd down. Adams in the backfield for New York. his man and a first down. Odessa Turner. Gain of 14. We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where the Cardinals, who have been playing before half-empty houses virtually all year, are playing an outstanding football game and lead the New York Giants 27-10 with 10:23 to go in the third. Vic Stockton and Terry Bradshaw, a Giant loss would finally end their misery and put them out of the playoffs, and the Cardinals are still alive. First and 10 at the 39. Here's Morris turning the corner and ridden out of bounds at the 46-yard line by Leonard Smith.
Leonard Smith hoping that when the Pro Bowl ballots come out that the players won't look at the interceptions but look at the overall contribution he's made as a defensive back. So many times you feels like that everyone looks at the number of interceptions a player has, and then they vote that guy into the Pro Bowl, and he's saying, hey, look at the overall job I've done, the way I tackle and direct this defense.
Second down and 3 at the 46. Sims up the middle. Bavaro burst into Cardinal territory, and a first down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 19. Lonnie Young making the stop for the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, next Saturday at noon Eastern time starts with the NFL Today, and then it's these New York Giants against the Green Bay Packers. Last year, the Giants stomped on the Pack 55-24, and Green Bay was incensed after the ball game. They'll have an opportunity. And then basketball action follows with North Carolina against Illinois. Adams run out of bounds. Mark Jackson and then Anthony Bell combining. At the 35-yard line. Out of Kentucky.
Leonard Smith's going to blitz his safety side coming up, and he'll come over and penetrate the back, who's going to get tackled all the way across the other side of the field. And Leonard Smith will get tackled. He'll get blocked down. Now you see him. He's gotten up. He's jumped over people. Now he's not through yet. That's why he says he should be in the Pro Bowl.
Second and 10 at the 35 for the Giants. Sims has Odessa Turner complete, and another first down at the 22. Carl Carter covering on the play, and a 13-yard pickup for Odessa Turner, whose first NFL reception was 2 weeks ago against Washington.
Phil Simms working the sidelines early in the first quarter. We saw him throwing deep ends. Now he's turned his attention to the sidelines, working the deep outs with Odessa Turner. Turner, a fourth-round draft choice. He's the guy Baker was taken. Ingram was taken ahead of him, but he's the guy they feel like's the real superstar of the future.
First down for the Giants at the Cardinal 22. Here comes a blitz. Sims is hit, and it's anyone's ball. And Anthony Bell with a tremendous pressure there, and E.J. Jr. tried to dive for the interception. But this is an aroused Cardinal defense today.
Bell coming up to the top of your screen in a 4-3 alignment. It should be no problem blocking him, but as you can tell, no one's there to pick him up, and he absolutely wears Phil Simms, number 11, all over his chest. But in a 4-3 alignment, someone is responsible for blocking him, either a back or tackle or a defensive end. Someone blew their assignment.
Second down and 10, and Simms has already attempted 35 passes, and that's a season's high for him. At the 22. Pass is caught by Odessa Turner. And a first down and a fine catch just outside the 10-yard line by Turner. And now we know what you're talking about Turner's future.
They say he just walks out. Parcells, watch him when he comes on the field. He has that little prance, that little move, that little gait about him that has all the looks of superstar. And now you see the reasons why when he throws those hands up like Hoovers and snatches the ball for a first down.
He played safety in college at Northwest Louisiana.
Demons.
I didn't know that.
My arch rival in college.
Louisiana Tech. I don't even know yours.
We didn't have one then.
First down at the 11. Big drive by the Giants. Sims will take the loss back to the 14, and the smart quarterback will do that. Clasby and Freddie Joe Nunn combine. Steve Albert, the right tackle, penetrated on the play.
You really don't have a lot of time as a quarterback to throw when you're inside the 30 with the red zone. That's the scoring zone, because as a quarterback, you think to yourself, blitzes, and then you say, I'm not going to have enough time. The guy's either there, I'll run it or throw it away. You don't have a lot of time.
Second down and 13. Back at the 14 for Sims. Going for the end zone, diving, touchdown, Lionel Manuel. A 14-yard touchdown strike to Manuel. His 6th reception of the year for a score. He beat Mark Jackson. So, Terry, they've been working on Jackson all day, and it finally worked out.
Well, they had Jackson set up by running a lot of sideline patterns, and this time Manuel comes down. He'll come into the center of your screen and then go back out to the right side. And when he brings Jackson inside, Jackson loses Manuel. Manuel, being smart receiver that he is, goes back out to the corner, wide open for a touchdown.
Raul Alegre with the conversion. It's good. 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Phil Simms has something to shout about. The Giants trail the Cardinals now 27-17.
He's got to be happy. Phil Simms will not quit on you. He thinks now, hey, we're back in this game. We can win this, baby.
In a hurry, Simms to Manuel, and it's a 27-17 game. Alegre kicking off short, heading over to Derek McAdoo. McAdoo bringing it back and dives forward to the 27-yard line. The New Orleans Saints defeated the Houston Oilers 24-10, and one divisional race still alive in the NFC is the West. The 49ers have a home game against the Bears tomorrow, and the Saints are right on their necks.
How about those Saints? Can you believe that? Being from Louisiana all the years and sit there and listen to people make fun of them?
Did you wear the bag over your head at one time?
Oh, no. 10-3, unbelievable.
First and 10 for the Cardinals at the 27. The Giants have played inspired defense in the second half. They're definite range here. Lomax to Mitchell on the handoff, and Mitchell is thrown down by Carl Banks. Banks and Taylor have sparked the Giants' second half defense.
Banks, 58, center of your screen. He will check AWOL to see whether he releases or if he blocks. When he sees that he's going to block, now he penetrates, gets his hands on him, and then comes in and makes the stop. That was one of those delayed draws that are no good unless linebackers are driving backward, allowing the guards to pull out and block. No one there. Banks makes the sack.
Second and 11. Mitchell makes a tough catch of a hard throw out to the 25-yard line, and they'll lose a yard. Pepper Johnson on the stop.
Now you see the overflow. Remember, we were talking about the Giants coming out defensively. If they can play up to inspired football, then the offense will pick up, and they did. They scored. Now look what's happened to the Giants defense. They're picking it up, shutting down the Cardinal offense.
But the Giants defense started at first here in the second half.
Yes, they did.
Third down and 12 at the 25 with just under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lomax and has his man, and a first down for the Cardinals. Don Holmes, who dropped one earlier, catches this for 16 yards and moves the sticks for the St. Louis Cardinals.
You're going to look at linebackers coming, and there'll be one more to the righty, left of your screen, both coming up inside. There's Taylor playing a down lineman position, and then Lomax not able to really follow through. Throws out, and it looks like it's intended for Green, but he overthrows Green and lands in the lap of Donald Holmes, 83.
Big play. They couldn't get to Lomax, and the Cardinals have a first down on their own 42. Lomax again throwing, drills it to Roy Green, complete to the 35. 23-yard pickup to Roy Green. First catch of the game for Roy.
Green on Mark Collins. Collins laying to the outside. Now it's a foot race. Green sees him leaning deep, turns it back up underneath, and then a fine throw by Lomax as he squeezes it in. Now look at Lomax. He makes it happen. Notice he's looking to the left, then right at the very last moment turns and throws back to the right.
Roderick Sargent, number 39, is the fullback for the Cardinals. First and 10, St. Louis. On the 35, Stump Mitchell trapped and down and loses a couple on the play, and thanks to Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, top of your screen, 56, right here. Had the hamstring problem. This is his chase position. This is the position where he chases. But you can see from this that he's not sprinting full speed, kind of three-quarter speed. Still gets in and makes the tackle.
Loss of a yard, second down and 11. 5:45 remaining in the third quarter. Lomax going up top. Roy Green had beaten Perry Williams, but the pass was overthrown. And Lomax would have loved that one again.
Well, that's a combination that drives secondaries crazy. Roy Green, 81, gets inside of Williams, and for some reason now, Williams thinks he might have cover from over top. No one there. Lucky for him that Lomax didn't have the time to get the ball to him. Look at Lomax. He knows he had an opportunity there. Gee whiz, I mean, come on. You're going to get another shot at it.
Looks like Ozzie Smith, or a reasonable facsimile to the Cardinal shortstop.
You like to see that. You like to see guys jump around, roll around on the ground, and get up. It shows that they want to win. They're in this thing to have a good time and make it happen. Third
down and 11 at the 36 for the Cardinals, leading 27-17 over the Giants. Lomax up the middle and couldn't lead J.T. Smith or let him too far, and the pass is incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down, and Horn will come in and kick it away for St. Louis. Now,
this could be a very critical series for the Cardinals because they had two opportunities. An opportunity to Smith right there to get the first down, an opportunity to Green for the touchdown. Don't take the Giants lightly. We're looking at 27-17, new life for the Giants.
And also keep in mind, as McConkey goes back, that the Cardinals have missed a conversion, so the Giants need a touchdown and a field goal to tie. Had the conversion been good, that wouldn't be enough for the Giants, but Greco missed earlier. Horn standing in midfield. And the 30-second clock winds down to 0 and a 5-minute delay of game call. There's the Giant offensive line getting ready to go back to work.
Standing up, anxious to get back in there. Tackles Roberts, saying, hey, let's go.
Problems in the offensive line led to poor pass protection. No running game for the Giants to speak of this year. And today, they've been protecting Sims a little bit better.
When they move that back, they take that delay of penalty to give the kicker a better angle. But now if he shanks it, look at the yardage they're going to lose.
He booms this kick. It didn't really matter. Out of the end zone or in the end zone.
Well, why do that? Why not kick it out of bounds inside the 10 or try to? That was just a driver right through there.
41-yard kick, and the Giants will take over as their defense talks things over. They have been the spearhead so far in this third quarter. They've outscored the Cardinals 7-0 and trail by 10 points.
You can see Banks talking to Leonard Marshall, trying to get involved, tell him we've got to get back in this.
Next Sunday on CBS, the Jets and the Eagles, Saints and Bengals, Minnesota and Detroit, 12:30 Eastern Time. NFL continues on CBS next Sunday. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Sims couldn't find anyone. And down he goes. Third sack of the ball game, and Bob Clasby with help from Freddie Joe Nunn and a loss of 7.
Freddie Joe Nunn, 78, and Clasby, 79, a tackle and an in. Actually, Freddie Joe Nunn, 78, is a linebacker converted to a defensive end. His quickness really helps him here, but Clasby is actually the guy that gets in and makes the sack. Freddie Joe Nunn just kind of assisted him a little bit.
Nunn leads the Cardinals with 7 sacks this year. Second down and 17. Here comes E.J. Jr. And the pass out of the backfield to Adams is overthrown. Third down, and Jr. put on good pressure outside.
Blitz outside, and what Sims had was a little screen, but he had to throw the ball over Jr.'s hands real high, forcing him to miss his receiver.
This is a man who is intense, Lawrence Taylor, and they knew it in the replacement game against Buffalo earlier in the year. He played it as if it were the Super Bowl. They just can't get him off the field, and he's anxious to get back on. Third down and 17, back on the 13 for the Giants. Sims on a design rollout. Downfield, and he's got McConkey and a first down to the 37-yard line. Gain of 23 yards. Carter on the stop, and the Giants stay in business.
You can notice Sims there talking and waving his hands at his players, encouraging them, come on, we got this thing going. Let's get in here. You can feel the emotional part. You can see the old momentum's kind of swinging over to the Giants side.
It may have a very slim chance, and perhaps none in many people's eyes, but mathematically, they need to win to stay alive. If they lose, they're out. First down, Giants on the 36. Up the middle is Bavaro. And trying to lean toward the sticks for a first down. Nico Noga, the linebacker, making the stop as you see the time remaining here in the third quarter. Bavaro has caught 8 passes for 91 yards this afternoon.
Well, he had 6 for 133 last week. Notice Bavaro down. Notice the linebacker bail outside. The bail releases, then Bavaro comes to the inside. There goes Bell, releases. Now Bavaro just comes back inside. The linebackers are deep. That's a simple little pass that they've run probably 4 or 5 times already.
They're going to measure for the first down, and the Giants have it. Thanks to Mark Bavaro, had a foot injury earlier in the season and getting better as the season advances. The Giant bench with Harry Carson, the linebackers.
Don't you know Harry Carson would like nothing better than dump a bucket of Gatorade on Bill Parcells at the end of this game? That's an indication these guys are back.
They don't do it this year, but I'll tell you what, they'd like to think about doing it.
Bet.
First down, Giants on the 46. And there's a flea flicker. Sims. And he's got an open man. Bill McConkey, and McConkey has the first down. So a flea flicker. Morris back to Sims, a gain of 17, and they had to get away from the safety, I believe, Leonard Smith on that play.
You're going to see, there's McConkey coming in motion. There's Morris. Sims will pitch it, drop back. Morris runs over here, and he pitches it back. But right here is 45, Leonard Smith coming in from the blitz, and he disrupts the whole package. There's the pitch. Now there's Smith. He barely misses, and then a fine job that time by McConkey and Sims.
First down on the Cardinals, 37. Sims to Roussan out of the backfield. Dives for the first down. Let's see where they'll mark it. Carl Carter making the stop on Lee Roussan. And it appears to be another Giant first down, and the Cardinal is shaken up at the 45-yard line. Bob Clasby, the left tackle, is holding on to his left knee. .307 remaining in the third quarter. The Giants were trailing 27-10 at the half, now trailed by 10 points and driving here. They have a first down on the St. Louis 27, but Clasby is shaken up. Second-year free agent from Notre Dame.
We are first and 10. St. Louis 27.
Working with his shoulder, had their hand inside the shoulder pad, so a lot of times you think when they do that, it's kind of like a nerve has been hit. You know, when his head gets hit in the head and get a little nerve, a little tingling down the arms.
So the Rams with their big lead. Your old club over San Diego, the Steelers. Detroit leading Tampa Bay. First and 10 at the 27, the AFC East. One game separates all 5 teams. And now the crowd urging on the Cardinal defense. Leonard Smith on the field performing the role of cheerleader here. First and 10 at the 27. Clasby is out. Mark Goralczyk is in, number 76. And Sims fumbled. Nico Noga right around the play, and let's see if the Cardinals have recovered. You'll hear the cheer if they do. the first turnover of the ball game. B.J. Jr. recovered the fumble, and the Cardinals have the ball.
Nico Noga straight up the middle. There's no one there to block him, and finally the running back notices late. I believe that's Adams. Notices that he's coming up the middle. He says, "Oh no, that's my man." Turns around too late. He penetrates and knocks the ball out of Sims' hand.
Well, the Giant defense was anxious to get back and do some damage. There's the offensive problem for the Giants, but now a golden opportunity goes by the board for the Giants, and the Cardinals with a 10-point lead have a first down on their 32. Stump Mitchell with a terrific 8-yard foray beyond the 40-yard line up the middle, and the Giants have rarely stopped Mitchell going straight up this afternoon.
Kennard, the center, and Lance Smith, the right guard, do a good job, and all this is a read by Mitchell as he takes the handoff and he reads the nose tackle and goes opposite. If he goes to the left, then he goes to the right. That's exactly what happened that time.
Mitchell maybe having his best day ever against the Giants. Second down and 1. He gained 9 that time. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Roderick Sargent, the fullback, will have the Cardinal first down, thrown back, but I believe his forward progress will give him a first down yardage at the 44. Eric Howard on the stop.
Looking at Sims, talking to Ron Earhart, his offensive coordinator, finding out what they want to do when they get the football back, actually wanting to know what happened in the blocking pattern. Why didn't he have time to throw the football when Noga knocked the ball loose?
42 pass attempts by Sims today. His season's high last year when the Giants went to the Super Bowl was 45. That was in the opening game against the Cowboys. Cardinals first down on the 44. And on an end around with a tight end, Ewald fumbles and is thrown for a loss by Carl Banks. Back to the 36-yard line. Loss of 6.
The playbook says that Banks, or the computer, that Banks is not to pursue guy. Taylor is this time trying to get a little fancy with a tight end reverse, and then Banks in hot pursuit gets back and knocks the ball. Well, almost gets the ball away from Ewald. Kind of slides in there. One of the old, kind of like the old roller skating routine he and Lonnie Smith do in the offseason. They're roller skating.
They roller skate together, don't they?
They do. They love to roller skate.
A couple of guys from Michigan State.
Just rolling around.
Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Second and 19. Lomax going deep. Tipped away. Roy Green, the intended receiver, and Mark Collins made a brilliant play downfield.
A cornerback's nightmare is knowing that he has this man, Roy Green, 81, man for man, all over the entire football field. Here you see Collins closing as he sees the football in the air. Does a fine job of coming over at the last moment with that left hand, knocking the ball away. That would scare me to death if I thought I had this guy all over the field and had to try to cover him. Collins did a good job.
Third down and 19 with 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. 27-17, the Cardinals by 10. They have missed an extra point. Mike Ruther comes in for Derek Kennard on the spread formations, and he's in there now for St. Louis at center. Lomax in the crowd, intended for J.T. Smith, through his hands, and it'll be fourth down. Well, the Giants have done a good job on J.T. Smith, the leading receiver in the league. Special teams put the Giants in a hole, and the defense, led by Taylor and Banks and Marshall, led a spark here in the second half. Horn coming in to kick it away, and McConkey is back for the Giants. Good kick by Horn. Penalty marker down. McConkey at the 17. Is dropped at the 27 by Mike Morris. But there's a flag down.
McConkey had a return. That would have 68, Mike Morris. Penalty flag down.
Penalty will be against the Cardinals. And the Giants apparently will decline the penalty. And now they've decided to take it. The offensive unit had come on, and now it goes off, and they'll make Horn kick it again.
I think that's a smart.
Holding number 83 on the kicking team. 4th down again.
Want to remind you, next week on CBS, it all begins with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time. The Eagles against the New York Jets. The Jets, one of the 5 teams fighting in the AFC East. New Orleans against Cincinnati. Minnesota, Detroit. Also on tap. Atlanta against San Francisco. St. Louis against Tampa Bay. Check your local listing. Horn kicks it again, and McConkey now at the 26-yard line. And McConkey will give the Giants good field position. Fumble on the play, and it was whistled dead at the 47-yard line. A 47-yard kick, but this time, Terry, a 20-yard return by Phil McConkey.
I was going to say earlier, this is smart on behalf of the Giants to force the Cardinals to kick again. They pick up another 18 yards in offensive yardage, so it's very smart. McConkey just taking it, going straight up the field. Nothing fancy about that, just a lot of gut and courage.
Returns against the Eagles last week tied a Giant all-time record. Giants on their own 47, 1st and 10. Sims' pass is caught by Bavaro, good enough for a 1st down, and wrestled down by Lonnie Young. And Lonnie Young has to be pretty strong to do that to Mark Bavaro. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here in St. Louis with the score, Cardinals 27, the Giants 17. We now pause for a word from your local station.